So we are here filming Angela Partner-Smith discussing our brand and what that means for International Women's Day. Hi Angela.
Hi Barbara. Hi everyone else. Yes, so it's International Women's Day, and a topic that's come up quite recently in conversations has been the pink in our brand. And I thought this was an apt opportunity to discuss where our brand came from and why I can't remove the pink from it. So, back in the days when Gillian and I were starting the business, what we had as our kind of brand brief was that we really wanted to stand out from the crowd. The consultancy world, the change management world was generally men in grey suits. The branding was all very hard. It was about doing business, it was about conforming, it was about doing things a certain way. We wanted to have a simple brand, we wanted to have something that stood out from the crowd, we wanted the colours to be like a breath of fresh air, that we were a bit of a shock to the system because nothing had ever been seen like what we were going to do before. And everything about our brand has that embodied in it. It was simplicity, it was aspiration, it was authenticity, it was ethical. Everything that we wanted to do was about making businesses better, simply. So we were working with a designer, and he originally came up with the logo, and then we talked about how the colour was going to work. The colour was always meant to be like a shock, a bit of a shock of colour, and that you would immediately be surprised at seeing those colours. They were bright, they were sunshiny. It was about getting us a bit of attention for standing out from the crowd. And for the most part, that brand has really worked from us. We generally get really good feedback, people like it. However, the one criticism that we have had, which has left me with a little bit of a moral dilemma, is the pink. Now the problem has been some people within the team, some people out with the team, think the pink is too girly. Now, I have a real problem with that because I believe in being led by your customers. I believe in listening to what your customers are telling and creating brands that attract them. And we would indeed tell our customers to make sure that your brand is appealing to your audience. So that's one bit of it. So from that perspective, I go, okay, maybe we should take out the pink. And at one point, we did even try to introduce a blue to balance the colour palette, but it just didn't work aesthetically. So the blue got ditched after about a day. Not that we have a problem with blue, it just wasn't the right colour for this particular palette. So back to the pink issue. So if I then assess, why is it that the pink is offending people? Well, what that's telling me is it's too girly. That's the reflection. It's too feminine and it's not appealing to men. Well, what's wrong with being girly? What is wrong with femininity? What is wrong with being a woman? So in the West, and it is a Western concept, we associate pink with femininity, with being a woman. It's the only colour, really, that isn't, I suppose, applied to both sexes. Yes, some might be considered more feminine or more masculine, but pink is the only one that's really problematic. So if we think there's something wrong with being girly or being feminine, therefore we're saying that there's something wrong with being a woman. There's something wrong with feminine qualities. So we investigated this a little bit and did our kind of research into colour theory. And the types of qualities that pink was seen to embody, some were great, fun, daring, exciting, that's all brilliant stuff. Other ones were about nurturing, femininity, caring. Those are also good things. So why do we struggle to associate them with masculinity and therefore business? Well, because femininity is still the lesser than. We still think that it is less than to be feminine. And that's whether you're a man and you associate yourself with feminine qualities and feminine attributes, you are therefore the other, or whether you're a woman. It is lesser than to be female. Well, I would really like to get to a world where it's not lesser than to be gay, to be a man that associates with caring, with nurturing qualities. Those aren't bad things. I want my son to grow up being caring, gentle and nurturing. I want him to feel okay to wear a tutu in pink if he wants to. I want to get to a world where it's okay for me to wear a dress. It's okay for a man to wear a dress if he wants. It's okay for us just to be us and just to be human. So if I say I'm okay with taking the pink out of our brand, that's me saying I'm okay with femininity and with being a girl being lesser than the status quo. And I'm not okay with that. So the pink has to stay, despite the negative feedback we've had about it, and despite the case that some people might say that we're not attractive to men as a result of that. Well, we're okay with girls liking blue. We're okay with girls wearing trousers. We're okay with anybody trying to be a man, like a man, and that's a man in life or a man in business, but not to the point that a woman is too masculine, and that's a problem as well. And we'll not get into that particular issue. But really, where I'm seeing the trailblazing in this is the people that are actually going out there and saying, I don't care whether you're feminine, you're masculine, you're male, you're female, you're human, and I respect that. And that's what we want to be as a business, that are embracing diversity, that are being champions for diversity, that are doing things that have never particularly been done before. And we're going out there and we're being proud about it. So I think if I was to take the pink away from the brand, I'd almost be losing that little bit of our ethical stance that is, no, we're about diversity, we're about empowerment of people. And whether that's a boy who wants to wear pink or a girl who wants to wear blue, which is okay, then I think we just need to be accepting of each other. So for now, it's a little bit potentially of business suicide, because business is still a masculine discipline, particularly consultancy, particularly technology. So maybe I should have made my brand more appealing to that demographic. However, brand is also about who you are as a business and what you want to stand for. And what we want to stand for is diversity. We want to stand for empowerment. And by diversity, I don't mean equality. I mean we're equal in the fact that we're all different. And that's okay. And that's the world that I want to be in, and that's the world that I want to show my children and everybody else's children and the businesses that I work for. So if anybody is offended by the pink, I apologise, but I'm not going to remove it, and I'm not going to introduce a blue to balance it, because that doesn't work either. So that's me. That's my thoughts on our brand. That's our thoughts on International Women's Day, about equality and diversity. It isn't about us being women alone. It's about us being okay with everyone. And for me, what would be success is if we don't need an International Women's Day anymore, and actually what we start to do is celebrate men who are caring, nurturing, championing of everybody. And I would like it to be a world where it's okay for my son to play with a unicorn and wear a tutu, and that's okay, and we don't think lesser of him for that either. Thank you.